Baik, selamat malam. Perkenalkan, nama saya Valentino Gayo dari kelas D9, program studi pendidikan guru sekolah dasar. Di video kali ini saya akan mendeskripsikan, yaitu tentang mendeskripsikan teman-teman dalam bahasa Inggris. Baiklah, saya mulai. I have two friends in a rented house whose names are Mercy and Yopi. They are my seniors on campus. Mercy, I asked to call him as Danoy. He came from the village of Sebelantau, the district of Skadau. He has hobby playing guitar, height 162 cm. The face is oval shape and the nose is pointed. While I usually call Yopi Cemong, he comes from Durianjaya village, Melawi district. He has a hobby playing games, PUBG Mobile. His height is 160 cm and oval face. Rapunzel. There were once a man and woman who had long in vain wished for a child. At length the woman hoped that God was about to grant her desire. These people has a little window at the back of their house from which a splendid garden called Bisin, which was full of the most beautiful flowers and herbs. It was, however, surrounded by a high wall, and no one dared to go. Into it because it belongs to an enchantress who had great power and was dreaded by the world. One day the woman was standing by this window and looking down into the garden when she saw a bed which was painted with the most beautiful rampion or Rapunzel, and it looked so fresh and green that she longed for it and had the greatest desire to eat some. This desire increased every day, and as she knew that they could not get any of it, she quite pined away and looked pale and miserable. Then her husband was alarmed and asked what ailed their wife. She replied, if I can't get some of the rampion which is in the garden behind our house to eat, I shall die. The man who loved her thought, sooner than let thy wife die, bring her some of the rampion thyself. Let each coach the what it will In the twilight of the evening, he clambered down over the wall into the garden of the enchantress, clutched a handful of rampion and took it to his wife. She at once made herself a salad of it and ate it with much relish. She, however, liked it so much, so very much, that the next day she lunges for it the time as much as before, if there was to have any rest. Her husband must one more descend into the garden in the gloom of evening, therefore he let himself down again. But when he had clambered down the wall, he was terribly afraid, for he saw the enchantress standing before him. "How canst thou there?" said she with angry look, "to descend into my garden and steal my rampion like a thief? Thou shalt suffer for it." "Ah," answered he, "let mercy take the place of justice. I only made up my mind to do it out of necessity. My wife saw your rampion from the window and felt such a longing for it that she would have died if she had got some to eat." Then the enchantress allowed her anger to be subdued and said to him, "If the case be as thou sayest, I will allow thee to take away the as much rampion as thou wilt, only I make one condition, to much give me the child which thy wife will bring into the world. It shall be well treated, and I will care for it like a mother." The man in his terror consisted of everything, and when the woman was brought to bed, the enchantress appeared at once, gave the child the name of Rapunzel, and took it away with her. Rapunzel grew into the most beautiful child beneath the sun. When she was 12 years old, the enchantress shot her into the tower, which lay in a forest and had neither stairs nor door, but quiet. At the top was a little window. When the enchantress wanted to go in, she reached herself beneath in and cried, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair to me." Rapunzel had magnificent long hair, fine as spun gold, and when she heard the voice of the enchantress, she unfastened her braided tresses, wound them round one the hooks of the window above, and then the hair fell 20 inches down, and Ingress climbed up by it. After a year or two, it came to pass that the king's son rode through the forest and went by the tower. When they heard a song which was so charming that he stood still and listened. This was Rapunzel, who in her solitude passed her time in letting her sweet voice resound. The king's son wanted to climb up to her and looked for the door of the tower, but none was to be found. He rode home, but the singing had so deeply touched his heart that every day he went out into the forest and listened to it. Once, when he was standing behind a tree, she saw that an enchantress came through, and they heard how she cried, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." Immediately the hair fell down, and the king's son climbed up. At first, Rapunzel was terribly frightened when a man such as her age had never yet beheld come to her. But the king's son began to talk to her quite like a friend, and told her that his heart had been so stirred that it had let him have. When he asked her if she would take him for her husband, and she saw that he was young and handsome, she thought he will love me more than Gretel does. And she said yes, and laid her hand in his. She said, "I will willingly go away with this, but I do not know how to get down. Bring with the skin of silk every time that cow comes, and I will weave a leather with it, and when that is ready, I will disguise, and thou will take me on thy horse." There agreed that until that time he should come to her every evening. For the old, Rapunzel said to her, "Tell me then, Gretel, how it happened that you are so much here for me to draw up." Then the young king's son he is with me in a moment. "Ah, thou witch child," cried the enchantress, "what do I hear this say? I thought I had separated from all the world, and yet thou hast deceived me." In her anger, she caught Rapunzel's beautiful tresses, wrapped them twice round her left hand, seized a pair of skissers with a right, and snap, they were cut off, and the lovely braid lay on the ground. and she was so pitiless that she took poor Rapunzel into the star, where she had to live in great grief and misery. On the same day, however, that she cast out Rapunzel, the encounters in the evening happiness, the braids of hair which she had cut off to the hook of the window, and when the king's son came and cried, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. She let the hair down. The king's son asked, but he did not find his Rapunzel above, above, but the enchantress who gazed at him with wicked and venomous looks. Aha! She cried mockingly. Thou fertile there is, but a beautiful bird sit no longer singing in the nest. The cat has got theirs, but the beautiful bird sits no longer singing in the nest. The cat has got it and will scratch off the eyes as well. Rapunzel is lost to the which never see her more. The king's son was beside himself with pain, and in his despair he left down from the tower. He escaped with his life, but the tomb into which he fell pierced his eyes. Then he wandered quite blind about the forest, ate nothing but roots and berries, and did nothing but lament and weep over the loss of his dearest wife. Thus the hero met both in misery for some years, and at length came to the desert where Rapunzel with the twins to which the sea had given birth, a boy and a girl, lived in wickedness. He heard a voice, and it seemed so familiar to him that he went toward it, and when he approached it, Rapunzel knew him and fell on his knees and wept. Two of her tears with his eyes, and they grew clear again, and he could see with them as before he held to his kingdom, whereas was joyful, safe, and they lived for a long time afterward, happy and contented.